Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is great. And I don't think I'm going to say anything revolutionary here today. But I'm pretty sure I carry around with me a lot of cobwebs of my past. I think we all do, right? I think that as no matter how much I try to say I don't, I do, right? I would like to think that I live in the present and that my day to day is not heavily influenced by parts of my past, but I think that's just false. I think it's I think it's a something to aspire to be unburdened, but I don't live that way for reals. So this kind of, it comes down to, I just had a conversation with Malia about, you know, some things going on with, not going on with us, but she's asked, we talk. Surprise, we have a relationship where we openly communicate. And she's asked me to do some things. I've asked her to do some things, that sort of stuff. And I have reactions that, at the surface level, don't make sense to me because I go, wait, what? Why do I have that sudden feeling or that sudden whatever? And I have to really go back and think about it and go, oh, that's just something that I'm carrying with me from my past. It's something that, you know, but yeah, yeah, I think you get it, right? I don't need to go into details. And I'm not specifically talking about like relationship past or, you know, it could be relationships, it could be family stuff, personal stuff, health stuff. I think there's a lot of things that we carry and don't think about it on a regular basis, but it absolutely affects my decisions on a very regular basis. And I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. I've always tried to be as level as possible in the moment and not have strong reactions. But at the same time, I am a crier. I cry a lot uh, at other people's pain, other people's suffering, but particularly other people's joy. Like I get overwhelmed with joy when somebody succeeds at something, and I'm not even talking about like in real life, like fictitious joy overwhelms me, and I get teary eyed. So I would like to say that I'm even keeled, and I think that on the surface I'm good at that. Right. I told her about a particular event that's happened in the past that I don't want to revisit, and I'm not going to. And her reaction was, I remember that differently because you didn't seem like you were. She's telling me that I didn't seem like I was upset or I didn't seem like I was put out, and I was like, yeah, that was a conscious decision on my part because I shouldn't have been. I shouldn't have been upset. I shouldn't have been put out. I was serving a purpose in that moment in time, and it just so happened that I didn't serve like an A-list purpose. I was serving like a D-list purpose, and and I shouldn't have been upset about it because that D-list purpose was my role in that moment, and that was okay. And I knew that in the moment. I knew this isn't your thing. Like just let it go. And so I put on the appearance of somebody who's not currently perturbed, who's not put out. And I think that uh, I've done that my whole life. You know, I think that the truth is I've never felt comfortable in my own emotions. I've never been able to feel like I've never felt safe sharing my true emotions until recently. And so I developed both constructive and destructive ways of dealing with that. And it's only been in the last few years that I've found ways to unpack that and go, oh, these emotions are something that I should process, not something I should repress. I should process them and let them go so that they can be free and not burden me in future decisions, in future situations. Because that's what that was what our whole conversation was about. It was about, well, I had this feeling, last year, or I had this feeling 3 years ago, or I had whatever, and for whatever reason, I'm allowing that to influence my decisions or my thoughts or my feelings today, and I really shouldn't do that. That shouldn't be something that I give any sort of credence to. So, as much as I'd like to, we've talked recently about how, not you and I, me and this camera, we've talked recently about how well things have gone for me and how this past 5 years have been just such a broadening journey in my life. Such a dramatic change for me from the person that I have been for the first 30, 40 years of my life to who I am today. It's extremely different. And, but there's still more to go. I'm not done, right? And I think that I'll never be done. I think there's always growth. There's always ways to better yourself. And maybe it's not always mentally. Maybe sometimes it's physically. Maybe sometimes it's emotionally, or whatever. There's always progress to be made, and I think that is like that's almost a religious pursuit. Like, is that enlightenment? Is that what I'm seeking? I don't think so. I don't think I'm particularly on a religious journey. I think I'm just on a journey of comfort. Like, there has to be, without hope, what is there, right? Like, there has to be a point where I reach comfort, where I go, cool, I'm cool with this. Right now, I'm at 43, going on 40. No, I'm at 44. I don't know how old I am. Going on 45. I am, I have not reached a level of comfort with myself internally. I have not reached a level of comfort with my career. I still feel like I'm not sure where I'm headed, and I need to map that all out. That has to, I hope that at some point I reach the point where I go, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Haven't found that yet. Obviously, we've talked about it a lot this week. But I can tell you there's been a lot of times where I felt like, boy, this is damn close. So, yeah. I'm in a weird headspace right now. Played 2 more games of Earth last night. I believe that's 28 games I've played now. Fantastic. What a fantastic game. Cannot wait to share the video with you about it, because I think it's going to be fun. And I think it's going to be silly. And I think that hopefully it's the start of something more, because I would like to do more. And I realized that finding that voice that I talked about the other day, finding the rhythm and the pace for me is not going to happen unless I just do it. And so that's what we're doing. We're just doing it. It's what we do here. It's what I just did. I sat down for the last 8 minutes and 50 some seconds and just talked, and without knowing what it was going to be. And I think that is growth. And I think I can have that same growth. That is a product of growth, the ability to do that. It's something that I've practiced for 7.5 years of this. I think that I can do that same thing with talking about my passion for games. I hope. Stay tuned. What do you got going on? Anything exciting in your world? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is rhetoric. It is a noun meaning artful use of language to get other people to see your point of view, making persuasive case more through persuasive speech or writing than with actual facts and evidence. Plato called rhetoric the art of ruling the minds of men. Rhetoric, R-E-R-H-E-T-O-R-I-C. I don't making a persuasive case more through persuasive speech or writing with actual facts. I didn't think that was true. I've only ever heard of rhetoric in the like realm of like a debate, and I always assumed that rhetoric was more about the way to present facts, not just artful talking. That's interesting.